do another function under AutoSum. We will do the average, count number, max and min. So here we click average, then we make sure that our range is correct. So there. Then we do the count numbers, enter, the minimum, enter, the maximum, click the range, enter. So we have here our data. So to check this one, we have here, we highlight our range. So we can see here in our status bar, we can see that the average is 3. The count is, we have 7. I have 7 friends. The minimum is 1. The maximum is 6. And the sum is 21. So if you do not need the data of average, count number, minimum, and maximum inside your sheet, you can check this function here in the status bar. So you don't need to input the function and make a formula inside the sheet. But if you need the data, so you can do this one by using the function under the editing ribbon group. So next, we will discuss the command the command more function. So here you can see that as we click the more function, we go to the insert function tab. So you can also go in the insert function by going here next to the name box. So you can uh, go by editing ribbon group or by the insert function. You can also go to the formulas tab. So here we have the insert function. So there are many ways to go to the insert function. So one way is through the editing ribbon group under the home tab. So we now we will discuss the clear function. So here, clear is just the same as deleting. So we try this one. So we clear this one, clear all. So there. So we delete the data in the cell. So we can also clear or delete formats only, contents, and comments. So let's try clearing the format and the comments. So here we want to clear the format. So it's bold and it has a fill color. So we will clear the format. So you can, as you can see, the number is 21. It has no fill color and it's not bold. It's in its regular format. So let's undo that one. Next, we clear the comment. So we have here comment. You can see we have comment. Let's show the comment. So we will clear the comment. Clear comment. So the comment is deleted. Other way to delete the comment is by a review tab. So you can delete the comment. But let's go back to the home tab. Now let's go to the sort and filter function. So let's try sorting. So let's copy this one. So let's sort this one A to Z. So continue with the current selection. Oh, sorry. This one is sorted already. So we try the first name. So let's sort this one. A to C. Continue with the current selection sort. So you can see that the names, the first name is sorted out A to Z. So let's try sorting Z to A. So there. Chris is the last name sorted. So sorting from A to Z, um, it sorted the data lowest value at the top, while the sort Z to A highest value at the top of the column. So it's what happened here. So when sorting, it's important that if you have lots of columns, you will not sort it by sort A to Z or Z to A. Instead, you should be using the custom sort. So let's try this one, sorting this one. So you sort this one A to Z, then you continue with the current selection. So you will notice that it will be sorted out A to Z, but it will not sort the columns next to it. So Harry, Chris, so this is yellow, this should be here. This one should be here. And this one should be here. So the best way, so let's undo this one. The best way to sort data with uh, columns, you need to sort it custom sort. So let's include the header. So sort, custom sort, my data has a header. So my data has a header. So because if the we sort included the header, so it will be included as we sort it by name or example by profession. So let's try to sort this one by asset. So smallest to largest. So there. So you will notice that it is sorted and the whole row comes with it. So let's try another sort. Sort, custom sort by age. So, smallest to largest. There. So, by age. We sorted it out by age. Now, let's discuss the filter. So, we will use the filter. Usually, filter is used in our headers. So, we will highlight our header. So, then we will do the filter. There. So, now we can filter by example by profession, accountant. So there. So we use our filter. I will discuss and create a separate tutorial for filter where I will discuss advanced filter and how you can use more the filter function. Now let's go to find and select. So this time we will try the function find. So we will find accountant. So here you can see we have three data with accountant text. So we will use the replace function. So accountant replace it with businessman. Businessman. So we replace all. So what happens is the accountant is changed to we replace it with the word businessman. So that's how the find and replace work. Now let's go to function go to. So go to function, you can input the cell name or a cell range, then it will go to that cell. So example here, we are here, and then we go to, example, we go to D8. So we type here D8. Then okay. So it will go to the cell D8. So let's try go to a cell range A8 through G8. Okay, so you will see that it goes to the cell range. So you can also go to using the name box. So here, we want to go to the F7. So we just type in the name box F7, enter. So it will go to the name box. So that the function here, go to, and the name box has the same action for going to a cell or a cell range. So let's try here cell range E5 to G8. E5 through G8. Oh, so there. So E5 through G8. So that's how go to work. So you can also use go to going to a cell name. So, but today I will not discuss the cell name. I will do it in the part 2 of the Excel tutorial for intermediate, where it will be discussed under the formulas tab, define names, ribbon group. So let's proceed with our editing ribbon group under home. So next, we will go to special. So we can go to special. So we can go to formulas, to comments, to conditional formatting, data validation. So let's click this one, go to special. So we can see all the uh, options where we can go to. So example here, we will go to a comment. So we have here cell with comment. So if you want to go there, so let's go to special comment, then okay. So as you can see, sorry, let's try this one again. Go to special comment, okay. Okay, let's try it again. Go to special comment, okay. So here you can see that we are going to C2 with comment and E5 with comment. So we have two cell with comments. So let's try go to formulas. So go to special formulas. Okay. So you can see we're in G, we are in G11, G12, G13 with formula of minimum, G14 with maximum formula, and G9 with uh, formula sum. So by going to find or go to special, you can go to specific cell where, example, you're looking for a cell with formulas, with comments, and even you can check it with conditional formatting and for with data validation. So here, let's try this one. So let's do conditional formatting here. Okay. Now let's go to special with formatting, conditional format. Okay. So you will see that we are in column C and in column E because we have data formatting there. And lastly, we try to go to special data validation. So now we will know if we have cells with data validation. Click OK. So we are in column E. So it has not only a conditional format, but it also have a data validation. So here we have a data validation. I will discuss in detail how to create a data validation in part 2 of the Excel tutorial for intermediate. I will discuss it. It is under the data tab under the data tool. So here is the data validation. So there, we already completed the discussion on all the ribbon groups under the home tab. Now we will go to the insert tab. Oh, but before we proceed with the insert tab, let's go back to the home tab and check the launch button. So here, we click the launch button, we will see that we have 4 tabs under the launch button for home tab. So we have numbers, alignment, font, border, fill, and protection. The tab under numbers, this can be seen in our number ribbon group. The alignment, you can, this is more option under the alignment ribbon group, and under font, this is under, can be seen under the font ribbon group. Even the border and the fill is under the border, and the fill is under the font ribbon group. So let's check also our right click. So we go to a cell that we right click. So here you can see the cut copy. So you can see this in the clipboard ribbon group, the cut the copy. The paste and the paste special is still under the clipboard ribbon group. Insert and delete is under the cells ribbon group. The clear content is under the editing ribbon group. Then the filter also and the sort is under the editing. While the insert comment is under the um, review tab under comments. And the format cells, let's go back to home. The format cells is under the cell ribbon group, and name range, as I discussed it, will be discussed on my part 2 under the formulas tab in the define names ribbon group. So that's the launch button under the home tab, and the right click options, even the upper part of the as we right click, we have options. So all these things are under the home tab. So let's try also the right click in a column and right click in a row. So when you right click in the column, you can see also those things that you can the options you have as you right click in the cell. So what's other things that other commands that in here are the um, format cells and the column width. I mean, what we have here is the column width, so we can adjust the columns, and the hide and unhide the columns. And also in the row, right click, so we also have the row height. So we can change the row height, and we can hide and unhide the rows. So that's another way. I'm going to a command, not using the ribbons here, but doing right click on the cell or in your columns or in your row. Now let's discuss the insert tab. So here we have 5 ribbon groups. Under the insert tab, we have the tables, illustrations, charts, links, and text. I will only discuss the frequently used commands and function under this ribbon. So under the tables, we have the pivot table. I will create a separate video tutorial for the pivot table. And here we have table. So let's try doing the table. So we highlight our uh, cell range that we want to convert into a table. Then we click the table. So we will have a automatic table format based on the range of cells that we highlight. You can choose from different available predefined table styles. So we have different designs available. You can choose what design you like. This table, this function can also be seen as we discussed earlier in the Home tab in the under Styles ribbon group format as table. So same command with under this insert tab tables. So in the second ribbon group under the insert tab, we have pictures, clip, shape, smart art. So I usually use the shape. Here you can insert ready-made shapes. So just click the shape you wanted to put or you needed so you can put it in your file or sheet. So the third ribbon group is the charts. So here we have different charts. So example, we have amount here and we want to create a column chart. So we just click this what we highlight, then we click this one. So there. So we have a chart. Oh, sorry. We try it again. So insert, highlight, column. So there. So you can see we have a 3,000,000, 5,000,000, 3, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, and 6. So that's how we see you can create a chart. You can also choose different chart and you can have a lot of options, other chart options here as you click this options. So the next ribbon group is the hyperlink, and the last ribbon group under the insert tab is the text. So you can see here the text box, header, footer, art, word art, signature lane, object, and symbols. So symbols is usually if you want to insert a character that is not available in your keyboard. So, and lastly, we will discuss under text the header footers. Example here, we want to put a header in a footer on our file. So we type here our header. So example, friends list. Friends list. Then in our footer, we would like to put the updated June 9, 2020. So as we do our print preview, so you can see it in our header and our footer. And on our next page, in every page of our file, you can see the header and the footer. So that's how the header and footer works. So you can put a text. So if you want to appear in your a word to appear in your header and the footer, but this will be discussed further on the next tab, which is under the page layout. We will this You can make more choices on how you would like to appear the header and the footer. So that's all for the insert tab. Now we will go to the page layout tab. So under the page layout tab, we have 5 ribbon groups. We have the themes, the page setup, the scale to fit, the sheet options, and the arrange ribbon group. So under the themes ribbon group, we have the colors, fonts, effects, and themes. As I mentioned earlier, I will only discuss the frequently used command and function. So I will not discuss the themes, but I will discuss the page setup. So under the page setup, we have margins. So we can choose as we print our file. So we can choose normal, wide, or narrow margins. You can also choose if your orientation, if it's portrait or landscape. And you can choose the size if it's a long bond paper or a short bond paper. And here we have the print area. Here we can set the print area. So we will check our print preview. So we can see here we have a 2 page. So here and here. So now we will set the print area. Example, we only want to print those data until the column address. So we set print area. So as we do our print preview, we will only see the data until column address. So, but if you want to return it and we want to print the whole file, so we will just clear the print area. So as we check in our print preview, we can print the whole file. So that's how we will use our set print area and to clear the set print area. The next is we can also put background in our file. As we print it, you can check the background. Also, here we have the print titles. So the print titles is under we can see here in the launch button for the page layout tab. So it is here. So we have here the rows to repeat at top and the columns to repeat at left. Since I will be discussing the launch button, I will discuss later the print titles. So first we will go to the first tab of our launch button, which is the page. Then we'll go to margins, header, footer, and the sheet. So we will discuss this one by one. So let's go first to the page tab. So under the page tab, we already see this data. So we can see the orientation here at the page setup. So the scaling, we can, example, this one, we print preview this file earlier. So let's try it again. So this file has 2 pages. So the last column, asset by millions, did not fit in the first page. So what we will do, so we will try to use the fit to one. So what will happen is the 2 pages file can be printed in 1 page only. So as we fit to one, we click the fit to one, print preview, you can see that it fitted to 1 page only. So the asset by million is included in the first page. So as we do the fit to 1 page, what happens is that it adjusts the scaling. So it becomes 97%. So you will also notice here in the scale to fit. So the scale become 97%. So there. So here we can also see the paper size, which is also here in the page setup, the print quality. Then we can see below here the print. So when we want to print the file, the print preview there. So we want to check the preview before we print. Then we also have options. Next, we discuss the margins. So we can adjust the margins here, or we can do it here. So we can also set the margins for headers and our footer. Next is the header and the footer. So we already inputted a header and a footer. So here, the friends list. So it went to the center section, and the footer, it went to the automatically to the center section. We put our header in the footer here in our insert tab earlier under the text ribbon group. So we will discuss in detail the header and the footer under the page layout tab, page setup ribbon group. So here we can change our header. If we want this text to be on the left or on the right, so we can adjust that one. So that's the this is the best way to put your header and your footer. Then we click OK. So let's customize our footer. So example, we want to delete this one. So here, we on the left section in our footer, we want to put the page. So we have an auto selection here, automatic selection here. Then we want the um, insert number of pages. So page of, let's try. Yan. Then here we want to put the date and the time, and here we want, you can put the insert file name, you can insert the file name, or you can insert the sheet name. So here we just put the sheet name. So let's try preview. So you can see that the header, it's not in the middle, but it's in the left side, and below you can see the page number 1, and number of pages 1 of 1, because this is one page file. So we have here the um, date and the time, and we have here the file name, or the sheet name, I mean the sheet name. So there, here's the sheet name. So that's how the header and the footer works. Lastly, we will discuss the sheet. Here you can input the print area. So if you want part of the file, or you want the whole file, you can do it. So the print area is setting the print area is just like same as we. So let's try this one. So and we set only till the column address. So it's just the same like setting here the print area. So next, so let's delete that one. The next one is the print titles, which I promised to discuss in detail earlier. So the rows to repeat at top and the columns to repeat at left is important, especially when you're printing a